If you're a regular follower of Batocera's official forums or Discord channel, you probably already know there are new features coming for Batocera 35. Indeed, one of the top requests from Batocerans has been native support for light guns. Well, it turns out that developer Nicholas has been working quite hard in turning this into reality. In fact, if you upgrade to the beta version of Batocera 35, you can already play light gun games with a Wiimote or an Aimtrack light gun. What's more, by the time that Batocera 35 is officially out, there will also be support for sit-in light guns and perhaps an additional one as well. Moreover, support for the Wiimote has improved tremendously. Not only is it easier to use now, but the accuracy of the Wiimote gun is clearly superior to the old method. As a matter of fact, you might not even need an expensive light gun anymore to play light gun games in Batocera. It's not an exaggeration. In this tutorial, I will show you how to set up a Wiimote to play light gun games in Dreamcast, MAME, NAOMI, NES, Sega Saturn, SNES, and Wii. Are you ready? Let's do it! Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation, the #1 fan site and channel for Batocerans. As I mentioned earlier, today we're going to revisit light gun games due to what's coming in Batocera 35. In fact, since the cat is out of the hat, developer Nicholas wanted me to put out this video not only to showcase his work, but also to provide a brief tutorial since there's some inaccurate information being shared. In addition, light gun support is not yet finalized, but it is stable enough to enjoy with a number of emulators. So let's start with what you will need if you want to use a Wiimote. Alright, let's go ahead and go into Amazon. And this is what you're going to need foremost. Okay, this is a WiiBar or a sensor bar. And this is distinct and different from the Dolphin bar, which I purchased before. You no longer need that. In fact, Nicholas has created a virtual Dolphin bar for Batocera. So again, you no longer need that one, you need this one instead. And this doesn't have anything with molds or anything like that, nor does it need any battery. Hooks up to your Batocera system with a USB cord. And I like this one because the cord itself is quite long, so this should work well for your big TVs. Alright, so that's what you need foremost. Then you also need, of course, a Wiimote. And this is the one I purchased myself, and it works quite well even to this day. I've had no problems with it whatsoever. Besides that, you're also going to need a plastic gun that goes with a Wiimote. This is also the one I purchased, and it works quite well. And finally, if you want to complete your purchase, you also may want to purchase a nunchuck as well that goes with the Wiimote. Okay, this also works quite well in Batocera. So I highly recommend all 4 of these products. Okay. But again, if you already purchased all of these right here, all you really now need is just this, just the WiiBar, okay? Alright, let's go ahead and load up Batocera and let's get this thing up and running. Before we proceed with our tutorial, if you want to try this out on your own, go ahead and press start on your gamepad, go into updates and downloads, and make sure that update type is set to beta. And from there, go ahead and select Start Update, and that will download the latest beta version of Batocera 35. All right. So let's go ahead and hook this up differently so I can show you how to configure everything. All right. So we're in Batocera. Let's go ahead and go into Control and Bluetooth settings, and just hold on right there, and then take your Wiimote in the back. Go ahead, and open it up. Press the red button right there. And then select pair Bluetooth device. There it is. You can see there, it's paired. Okay. And then go ahead and put that into your little gun. And now let's go ahead and proceed with calibrating our gun. Okay. This is probably the most difficult part of the whole thing. All right. So go ahead and press the A button on your Wiimote. for about 3-4 seconds. There you go. You see that? And then when you're done, try to aim it right there in the center. Just use your eye and the gun piece right there to aim it, okay? And then top left hand corner. All right. Once you do that, go move around the screen. Make sure it does touch all the edges of the screen. Now, if it doesn't, then I have a little trick. What you can do is go ahead and power the whole computer down and then reboot it. And then once you reboot it, usually it'll be calibrated all around the edges of the screen, okay? So let's go ahead and try out some games. And let's go first with Duck Hunt on NES. This is a game that with the old system, the crosshair was very jittery. It was constantly moving around. It was really hard to aim and shoot. Now I'm going to show you the difference between the before and after, all right? Now before we do that, let's go ahead and look at the settings, okay? So hold down the B button or the A button depending upon your gamepad. Let's go down to Advanced Game Options. For emulator, go ahead and use Libretto and Dystopia, okay? And all the other settings, just leave it on auto. Except for this one, just go ahead and turn that off. Everything else is set to auto, all right? Now let's go ahead and check it out. Before I couldn't play this game with one hand. Now I can. Notice it's not jittery. The accuracy has greatly improved with the new system. All right, I think you get the point. Now let's go ahead and go to the first one, Sega Saturn. So before we select the game, let's go ahead and look at the advanced options. And emulator, choose Beta Saturn, Libretto, and then go down. I set this to off. Everything else set to auto. All right. Let's go ahead and select the game. From there, go ahead and press the hotkey and the B button. And from there, just go ahead and go into options. Go into input. Gun crosshair, make sure it's set to either dot or cross. I like cross better. And then back out and then go into manage core options and save game options. Okay, you got to do that for all the Saturn games, otherwise it will not work. Okay, once you do that, you can go ahead and continue playing. Well, you can see the Sega Saturn is working quite well. Now let's go to NAOMI and let's go ahead and pick this one right here, something different. Before we load up this game, let's go ahead and look up the advanced game options. Of course, you can change any of these things up here on top, right? But on the bottom, everything is set to auto. Except for this right here. Use light gun, I turn it on. And then target color for player one, you can choose different options, all right? I kind of like white because white stands out. But you can pick a different color if you want to. And that's it. Let's go ahead and select the game. Alright, that should give you a view of this game for NAOMI. Now let's go ahead and choose Dreamcast. And let's go with this one right here. Confidential mission. Alright, before we select the game, go ahead and press the B button. And let's go into Advanced Game Options. And the emulator has to be Flycast. Alright, Libretto. These, of course, here can be changed accordingly. For controller type, I chose light gun. And then the bottom here, control the light gun, I'll turn that off. I can change here some settings there as well. And then use light gun on, and then target for player 1. Once again, you can choose whatever color you want. I choose white, and that's it. Let's go ahead and play. Then press plus on your Wiimote. Press A. And we're good to go.
Prepare to die! You'll never get this disc!
Let's get out of here.
No, we have to get the disc back.
Alright, that should give you again a view of the Dreamcast. Let's go ahead and now choose SNES. And let's go with Lethal Enforcer does not work. Let's go with Super Scope 6. Before we do that, go ahead and hold down the B button. Go into Advanced Game Options. The emulator is going to be SNES NX Libretto. And these right here can be changed up here on the top. In terms of the bottom one, all this is set to auto, except for the bottom part right here. Use light gun on, show light gun crosshair on. Okay? Alright, let's go ahead and play it. Once the game loads up, go ahead and press the hotkey and the B button. Go into the menu. Let's go into options. Go into the bottom right there, light gun. This right here, default value is 0. Make sure it's set to at least 2 or 3. Okay? Otherwise it won't work. And from there, just back out of there, go on top, manage core options. Make sure you save the game options right there. Alright? Alright, let's go ahead and exit it. And resume playing. Alright, that should give you an idea of the SNES. And let's go to MAME. Let's go back up here to the top for MAME. And let's go ahead and go into Advanced Game Options. And Libretto. Choose this one. Alright. And of course these options here you can change, the decorations, all that stuff. And then leave everything else to auto. Alright. For this, you have to use the gamepad. Select, of course, for the coins. Alright, that should give you an idea for MAME. Now let's go ahead and choose Wii. Now for the Wii, with the old system, you had to change the mode and all that stuff. With this sensor bar, you don't need to change anything at all. So let's go ahead and choose this one. Alright, you got the idea. So these work quite well. Now in terms of the other emulators, they still work on the PS1. I understand that Sega Model 2 and Sega Model 3 do work, but I haven't tried them out. But by the time Batocera 35 comes out, all these emulation work really well. I gotta tell you that I really enjoy working with Nicholas and troubleshooting some of these emulators. In the end, I believe that light gun fans are gonna love Batocera 35 when it's officially released, because no other system will provide the plug and play that Batocera will provide for light gun games. So stay tuned. Well, that's a wrap. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with YouTube's algorithms. If this is your first time watching a video from Batocera Nation, then I highly encourage you to check out our YouTube channel, as well as the website at BatoCeraNation.com. That will give you a great overview of what Batocera is all about and whether this will meet your emulating needs. Finally, I want you to know I've got a lot more videos coming up, so therefore please consider subscribing so you'll stay on top of the latest and greatest of Batocera. As a matter of fact, next time I will be covering a major arcade system. Which one? Find out next time on Batocera Nation. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.